Damn, Mac. Mac! Yo, what's up, girl? I'm trying to watch TV, B. I'm hungry. Shit. You want these nuts? Be serious, nigga. Alright, shit. You want his nuts? What's up, girl? What the fuck wrong with you? Damn, you say you hungry, shit. You want his nuts? What's up, girl? How you doing today? Mac. Shit. You want this nigga nuts? Yo. You getting on my nerves, man. Shit, Joe. Fuck, you want his nuts? How you doing there, girl? I mean, shit, which nuts you want? There's nuts all over the world, yo. Mac, be serious. Alright, yo, here goes some planners. On second, I want some Amidio obesity nuts. What the fuck is that? The nigga that made these nuts. What nuts? Planners. Yo, welcome to Jasmar's podcast. Mac Anthony in the fucking building. Shitty quality and all. We gonna deliver the best material. Blah. Yo, welcome to Jasmar's podcast, B. We fucking, you know what I mean? We in it, 2018 almost done. You know what I'm saying? 19, like, literally right around the corner, like, what, a few more days, 2-3 days, And, yo, man, I mean, shit, Mac, how was your 2019? B? Shit, yo, man, rough as fuck. You know what I mean? Nigga been going through mad shit. Just heavy shit after heavy shit. I lost my pops this year, you know what I mean? We died of fucking cancer and shit, Family still struggling over that shit. So, I mean, anybody that had a loss like that, y'all know how it goes. I was on 90s podcast, the Real Nigga podcast, shouts out to 90, talking about my family and shit, you know what I mean? And how I kind of grew up outcasted and all that. But, I'll say later on in my years, like I started building more so a close relationship with him, you know what I mean? And stuff like that, because we kind of, seen the family, how we seen the family the same way, But we just never got to really touch bases till later on in his life. And later on, I mean, like, nigga, 2017 to he passed, you know what I mean? It's like, life too short, though, That's crazy, but that's true, yo. But yo, Jazz, enough about me. Sorry to be on some somber shit. It is what it is, But my 2018, it was fucking hit or miss. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, I got Foxy back, yo. That's my girl. She makes songs for you, nigga. You know what I mean? Word, dude. So, I got my girl back. Me and B-Boy ain't beefing. But, on the flip side of that, I feel like ex-Stevie West ain't as active, with all these different things we doing. We trying to go to school. We going to work still. And, we doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? We doing a whole lot of shit. So it's like, we ain't able to provide as much material to the people. And, I want to apologize for that. But, like I said, we got mad shit going on, you know what I mean? But, other than that, 2018 almost done, 19 almost here, and, it is what it is. Miami beatdown still set to come, it's been pushed to February, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be in January, but, with certain issues with the editing process and all of that, there's just certain things going on. The ETA was fucking January. Now the motherfucker moves to February, but when it comes, trust me, it's going to be dope. It's going to be some quotable moments and all kind of shit. I'm behind the scenes, so I see what it is, Just know what's coming soon, and niggas is working hard. That's just it. But yo, on to Jasmar's podcast. This morning's guest is a person that was an SIDE, transitioned to CAW, motherfucking, all over the place, yo. He traveled in XTV, and he's on our podcast to take us on his journey through his eyes, his vision. This morning's special guest is Dance, man. What's up, buddy? What's up, man? Yo, how you know how to do that? Dude, I'm hip. Yo. So, Dance, man, you was in SIDE for years, yes. How did you get your start, and what's your backstory, man? Dude, honestly, I didn't even want to be a professional wrestler, you know what I mean? I wanted to be a dancer, it's just, things just didn't work out. I remember auditioning for, you guys are probably too young to know, but I auditioned for this show called In Living Color, with Damon Wayans and, his, the many Wayans brothers, you guys can Google that now, But, the newspaper was our Google back in the day, so, that shows you my age, word, but, yeah, I used to try to audition, but I'd probably auditioned for them like 5 or 6 times, trying to get into just some kind of dancing business. I got into competitions, numerous competitions. There was this one competition that I got into, and I actually won first place in it, because my rank with different dance competitions would be 6. I would always rank in at 6 as far as like, it'd be like 16 people, and we go on to the quarterfinals and all that different stuff. And so I would always rank number 6. That was always my number, you know what I mean? And that's when I became Dan Six Kid. That was my name, because I'm always number 6. So Dan Six Kid. But one time I placed number 1, and I was happy as hell. I'm like, I'm number 1. And next thing you know, the fucking cops come out. What the hell? And they're like, oh, this is a fraud and all that different stuff. Because that I actually won a TV and stuff like that. But they had to take it from me because I guess the competition was fraud. And I guess the TV was even stolen. Damn, yo. And, just my life prior to SIDE and things like that was a lot of bad luck and, a lot of, I guess, poor judgment, because the promoter, he seemed a little off, you know what I mean? When I was talking to him, and he just, something didn't seem right. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You get into all these different things, trying to change your life, chase your dream, and you get across someone that just has this off-putting vibe. You know what I mean? You're not a psychic. You just know somebody when you're on some bullshit. You know what I mean? Shady. But, that was just my life, and it's just, now that I'm talking about it, it's kind of weird how it transitioned to SIDE, you know what I mean? Wrestling and things like that. And how did that transition take place, though, man? Because like you said, you tried to be a dancer, yo. It's similar to, I don't really know. I guess I reached my breaking point. That part in the movie where you throw your furniture around and shit, yo, and it's like, I can't take this. And, that part. It was just like, I'm tired of failing all these competitions, just barely making it to be number 1. And, I just said, fuck it. I'll be a fucking wrestler. You know what I mean? And, I just went to SIDE. Like I thought I was going to be trained, but most of us, we weren't trained. We didn't even know what we were getting into. It was just Tony B was trying to get everybody together in this thing, and see what could be made out of it. So I go into SIDE. I meet Lex Express. He was like the first guy I met. You know what I mean? And honestly, man, Lex Express was the most humble dude that I met there. The The backstage scene was quite insane. You had the Crazy Brothers. I don't know. Again, this may be me just showing my age. I don't know if goth kids are like in, or people know about what goth kids are. But I remember when I was in school, and goth kids, they would play this game like where they would have this ball and they would use their feet to like, what I mean, kick the ball up or something like that. I don't know what they call that game, but they used to play it all the time and it was always interesting. You know what I mean? They would like stand in a circle and like kick this ball, and I guess whoever drops the ball is the losing person or something like that. And Luke and Duke, and a few other guys, like they were, believe it or not, they were goth. Word. Yo, that's a bombshell. Jasmar's podcast. Yeah, they would do things like that. You know what I mean? And you know, like that was like you'll see that in the corner, and way in the distance, like the locker room right ahead would be this loud rap music, cursing and swearing, and you could kind of smell a hint of marijuana smoke. And as you get closer to the locker room, it's just full blown marijuana, you know what I mean? Weed. And, you just smell that vibe, that hood vibe. And you hear cursing and, you know what I mean? Somebody playing dice and someone fighting. You think someone got shot, or is it the music? You don't know, you know what I mean? And it's basically the damn Flamingo Nation locker room. Word. And these guys, man, I tell you, these guys were badass. I mean, understand this. All of us came together in SIDE. We got chosen at random, most of us. So the locker room was like brand new. Everything brand new. Brand new sink. Brand new everything. It was just new. It was our new sink. And we all just got there. You crack open the Flamingo locker room and stuff like that, you see graffiti, you see like, you know what I mean, all kind of just hood type of things, things you don't expect to see. I remember I might get in a little bit of trouble for this, but I mean, I'm sure Tim Money's moved on, and probably got a better woman, but I remember it's Too Hot hitting Gayleen doggy style. Yo, you know what I mean? And just like that's how it would look in the locker room. You'll see somebody having sex. You'll see someone drinking a big ass beer, and somebody playing dice, pool. Someone's fighting. It was like chaos in that fucking room. You know what I mean? And you go down the hall and you see us, you see Luke and Duke. It was like it kind of got worse and worse. It's like you see myself, my locker room's fancy. It's all nice. Lex Express with the American flag. Luke and Duke with the crazy goth shit. It's kind of getting a little weird. You go further down, it's this guy doing this. Then you go there, it's like the ultimate, like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? And that's basically what it was, the whole locker room scene, even though you didn't ask me that. Yo, it's cool, man. I mean, you just took it there with the scene, because motherfuckers don't know about the backstage locker room era and SIDE at that time, because all we knew was what we seen on TV, when the shit would come on, but we had no clue that some of these dudes was really about that life, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, 100%, I gotta say 90%, Flamingo Johnson, whatever his name is, he is about that life. It's no joke. He's really about that. He's, in my opinion, a psychotic gangster. And I actually had the choice to be on his podcast or your podcast. To this day, I'm scared of 90%. Yo, I mean, that's just a place I knew to stay away from. You know what I mean? And dude, like Lex Express, I think he said it. He used to get bullied. A lot of people used to get bullied, but I used to stay away from them. I remember just because sometimes when we would have meetings, we'll have it. The locker room was like this. It's like there's this big ass area, you know what I mean? And this big area was the locker room. It was kind of like a meeting area. It's like a school locker. You know what I mean? Like, just everybody's there, but if you go further down, you see each and every other wrestlers' dressing room. You know what I mean? But there was this one area before you got to your dressing room that was just this big ass high school locker, area. So that's where we would sit down and have a meeting. Tony B would come out there saying what's going on, what's the agenda, whatever it is. And I remember just sitting there one time, you know what I mean? And it just sucked because Wolverine gets up, everybody gets up, and it's just me and the Flamingo Nation, you know what I mean? And 90's like, what the fuck is you looking at, white boy? And I'm like, I'm not saying anything, you know what I mean? And he's like, what the fuck you not looking at, white boy? And I'm like, shit. And that was the wrong move to make. And I remember him and Too Hot. I just see these big ass shadows, you know what I mean? I'm not even looking at them. I just see their shadows getting closer and closer. And then I hear his mom go, Flamingo! Yo. And they kind of, the shadows just slowly fade away and they leave. I remember, dude, I had to change my trunks. I was like the first match up. Oh shit. And dude, seriously, you know what I mean? And I remember I had to change my trunks. They're like, dance man, and I'm still not coming out because, dude, I'm changing my trunks. I'm showering and everything. You know what I mean? And yeah, they were like that terrifying to me. Shitted them pink trunks, yo. That's crazy, B. So you go into SIDE. I mean, what's your most notable feuds around this time? My most notable feuds was, of course, me and Lex Express. We were underwear wrestlers. We both wore briefs. So they found it fitting, since we both wore underwear, to fight in the first match. Tony B Logic. And, we would have good matches, though. Now, one thing I noticed, I did your brother Artist, fucking Hardy. Yeah, we did his podcast. Y'all, he rarely talks about you, but y'all are brothers. Oh yeah, we're brothers. We just have a weird relationship. We don't argue. It's not that we don't get along or anything. It's just that, we're just two different spaces, but we're born from the same mother, you know what I mean? And we live together and everything, but we've always been like that, you know what I mean? It's just like, he likes what he likes and I like what I like. Maybe it's weird, but like, we never really just like got along like that. Not that we don't get along, it's just that he's kind of like a near distant friend, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, what's up, man? How's it going? All right, bro. It's just basically like that, and that's just what it is, though. We get along perfect when we gotta talk or whatever, or we need something. We look out for each other. But other than that, we just never been super close and super, super tight. We just been like, over here and over there. I mean, as I said, I was trying to be a dancer. He was always into the wrestling and the, physicality of it and all of that. But that wasn't really me. I just kind of had a breakdown and said, fuck it, I'll do that. We wind up being in the same company. You know what I mean? It wasn't like something that we planned out on doing together. It's just that we kind of just wind up just, oh, I'm here and you're here. What's up, man? You know what I mean? Something like that. And that's just how it was, dude, Now, Artist, your brother, like I said, he was on my podcast. He made mention that Wolverine, kind of had backstage politics and kind of, was trying to keep people in their place. Was you bullied by him, yo? Kind of early on, you know what I mean? But you had to understand him, to like just get him. Because honestly, I almost got along with everybody. I mean, aside from the Flamingo Nation, I got along with everybody for the most part, But at first, yeah, he was kind of like a bit of a, trying to play that leader and, you know what I mean, listen to me or else type of role. And some of us weren't having that. And, we wanted to beat his ass sometimes, you know what I mean? But like, I started to get it later on, you know what I mean? That's just how he is, you know what I mean? But I remember one day, I just was just kind of ignoring him. You know what I mean? And I just was doing my thing, and I was just ignoring anything he was telling me to do. And then he'll just go on to the next person. Because I noticed that. I'm like, you know, when you ignore him, he'll just go fuck with somebody else. He'll tell you, do this, do this, do that, do that. And if you just like ignore him and listen to your headphones, play fucking Hootie and the Blowfish or whatever you listening to in the 90s, yo, he would leave you alone. He'll just be like, okay, I'll just bother this guy then, And I remember one time, I'm ignoring everything he's doing. I'm not scared of him or nothing. And he goes up to me. He's like, you're a good kid, bub. You're a good kid. Yo, you know. And I'm like, okay, cool. And just walks off. And that's just how it was, though, I feel like I'm spending more time explaining the backstage scene instead of my notable feuds. Yo, that's cool, man. So, you're working out in SIDE, you and Lex Express. Who else was a drawers wrestler though, yo? It's hard to remember, man. I think me and Artis actually did fight a few times. Or yeah, I think we did. In a few exhibitions here and there, but it's nothing worth noting. I think my most memorable feud overall is with that of the King. Yeah. I mean, the King, rest in peace. He was a SIDE wrestler. You know what I'm saying? He was really good. I guess he had his demons. I mean, what would you say happened to the King? Noah, Dance Man? Dude, this guy was dealing with a lot of stress. You know, he was a great fucking guy. It's just, I feel like heart attacks happens to the person that's like giving his heart to most people. And the people that he's giving it to are damaging his heart, and he doesn't realize it. This was a guy that was so good to people, like really good. He would, and it's cliche to say, oh, he'll give you his shirt off his back. Dude, he'll probably give you his underwear off his ass. Yo, I'm sorry, man. He was so genuine. He was so like, he gave a fuck, you know what I mean, about anybody, and it was just unfortunate to see his demise over time, you know what I mean, because understand that the King, he used to, when he was younger, he used to be into drugs and all of that, but he cleaned himself up. He was clean, and his way of giving back was giving to people. You know what I mean? Despite how they treated him, because he felt like he treated people wrong, so he was kind of deserving of certain treatment that he received. And just with his ex-wife, and all these different things that he was dealing with, I think it all took a toll on his health. And he had a heart attack. You know what I mean? It's just like, it sucks because he was so young. But honestly, that was my most notable feud with him. The King. He had his girl, the Queen. Who I knocked off the apron, and that was crazy. Yo, I mean, was that kayfabe or was that real? Yo, you knocked her off the apron. She fell back first. And I really, as a kid, I thought she was dead. Yeah, dude, I thought she was gone, yo. Nah, that's the magic of SIDE. Yo, she did get hurt though. Oh damn. In SIDE, I felt like we should have rehearsed things. We just should have rehearsed stuff, and we didn't. It was just kind of like, how are we going to make those, how are we going to make them feud? And, I remember hitting the ropes. I remember falling back onto the guardrail back first. And I remember not wanting to look back. And the King just looking at me with this look like, dude, did you kill her? Because on TV, it looked like she died. It really looked like she was dead. So like, you gotta sell that. You know what I mean? You gotta act like, yep, I killed her. And so, I'm sitting there like, yeah, I did it, I did it. But once all the cameras are cut off, and and now all the people have left the building, I'm rushing like, is she dead? You know what I mean? Cause dude, it literally looked like that. But nah, she just got hurt real bad. She broke her back. You know what I mean? And that's why she wasn't really on TV after that. You would see her in spurts because she broke her back. She couldn't walk. And she's paralyzed to this day because of that incident. Yo. And it's something I hold deep regret for. Because I truly didn't try to do that. I thought she was gonna land on the mat surface, but she didn't. She fell back first on the guard steel rail, and it was a big mistake. But she forgives me. How she forgive you for making her not be able to walk? Cause I mean, she seen it was a mistake. She feels it's a mistake on her behalf. Honestly, she feels she shouldn't have been up there. You know what I mean? And but I honestly feel like I should have paid more attention. Like, I was running. It was me. You know what I mean? She had nothing to do with me making that mistake of knocking her off the apron. But she feels her way, and I feel my way. And even the king, he fucking, he was livid. This is the maddest I ever seen him get. Like, pay a fucking attention, man. You know what I mean? And he cursed. And I've never seen that side of him, prior to that. But that's just where it was. I mean, like you said, she fought here and there because her other notable feud, the queen, that is, she fought, Dance Girl. Remember when you had Dance Girl? Yeah, Shelly. I remember her, bro. We didn't get along. Or yeah, we didn't get along. Shelly was she could be a bitch. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, dude. She could be really disrespectful, really rude, and just territorial. You know what I mean? She had a bad vibe to her, and we had to work together. And that's just one thing about any business. You're going to have that one person that you just don't want to work with, but you're going to have to work with them. And that's just who she was. She was just that person. I remember I used to like, oh God, she has to manage me in this match. And I wish I would have knocked her ass off the apron. Yo. But she just was rude, dude, and sometimes, I don't know, man, she had that type of vibe. And I'm pretty sure dudes know girls like this, and girls know themselves. If they act like this, they just act like they're the best thing ever, and like everybody's looking at them, and nobody's really paying that much attention to them but their thoughts. Yo. It's like they're always like, how they pull their shirt down like you're looking at their ass and you're not. Yo. That feeling like, no, I'm not. You know what I mean? You pulled your shirt down for no reason, and you don't even have an ass to look at. But she had that type of vibe where she thought that, you know what I mean, her shit didn't stink, like she was perfect. And I just never been one to entertain that type of woman, because fuck yourself then if you think you're that bad. And that's just how I felt with her. Over time, it got a little better because I learned how to deal with her behavior. But overall, that was just someone I didn't really like working with. You know what I mean? And eventually, she went her way and I went my way once SIDE finally folded. And that's just how it went. Now, SIDE is this long running shit. It's the biggest thing in the sides era. And finally, it comes to a close. I mean, because it ain't really no other noteworthy shit to, really talk about, But when SIDE finally came to a close, what was your thoughts on this? It needed to happen. Yeah, it just needed to. we reached the era where only thing that could kill us. Well, I felt this way, but I was proven wrong. You know, just follow me with this. We reached to a point where we were so big where the only thing that could take us out was ourselves. I thought this. I thought the only way SIDE could ever stop is if Jack Tunney says, okay, there's no more SIDE. You know what I mean? But long behold, Diddy Kong, and all these other different cartoons are on the rise, and they're the reason of our demise because these guys were way more funnier. They did more. You know what I mean? SID had the same story, but these guys, they did so much different things for that time period. And I think that's what ultimately killed our momentum that we had, is that these guys were really, really fucking funny. And, they did different things, and the movements, the everything, they would record on cassette tape. You know what I mean? And we would just do SIDE one time. If you missed it, you missed it. You shouldn't have missed it type of thing. But like, you could actually rewind and listen to Action One or Hell Yeah, or something like that. You couldn't really watch us again. You know what I mean? To remember the memories. And with that aspect of it, I kind of felt we were going to be this sinking ship, especially when the first Action, because Action 2, although it was good, I felt like when Hell Yeah and Action 1, that period, and especially when Didi came in there and was a referee, or the Pain, when he became a referee in our organization, and we kind of had faltering ratings prior to this, but that episode shot up all because of him. You know what I mean? And then the next week, the show fell down, down, down. It just went down and down. And like, that let me know where we were in the game at that moment. It's like, we're at the moment of, we were once good, but we need outside assistance of something that's better in order to stay relevant. And that's just what wound up happening. We wind up, it winds up closing. How do I feel overall? It was going to happen eventually. I didn't tell anyone. Well, how was the backstage scene? I mean, you know what I mean? From when you first started to at this point, like, was other people feeling what you was, or, how was it? Dude, a lot of people were bitter, and a lot of people were mad because we were staying complacent. I can adapt to anything. I truly can. I can just adapt to it. It's like, okay, it just is what it is with me. Like, I don't get upset because I'm not where I want to be. I find solace in, what I mean, whatever situation I'm put in. It's like, find happiness in no matter where you are, dude. I can be in a fucking torture chamber, being the light of the party. Yo, you know what I mean? Telling jokes and telling stories. It's just how I am. It's my personality. I'm upbeat. I'm happy, and it just, I guess, I just was just that, but everybody else was mad because they were still with the same gimmicks and the same gear, the same this, the same that, and people were like bitter and stuff like that. But like I said, I got along with most people, but it fell down, and it was on to the next thing to me. And I mean, you travel here and there. You was on Raw, which was a series for a little while. Then you was on CAW. I can't really remember no noteworthy things on CAW. It's not a lot, This is a transition period where I was getting more so focused on my life. Wrestling was cool, and the more and more I got into the business, it got better. But, I love to dance, and I love to do that. But I also got to a point where, my back was wearing out, all those matches and stuff like that, they will take a toll on you, I'll say, after like 2 or 3 years. And then SIDE, you got to understand, SIDE was a period in wrestling where, dude, we didn't care about people weren't thinking about their health. If you look at those chair shots from back in the day, the 90s and shit, people getting hit with chairs and bats, like people were not even protecting themselves when they would get hit. So it was like 30 wrestling organizations around this time, and the FBI or nothing was looking into these companies and seeing if they were legit and seeing if people were okay after chair shots. Like, no, so after 2 years, dude, you have all kind of injuries that you're not really caring about because you're making money and you're making friends and all this, and you're not understanding that you're exasperating injuries. So it got to a point in '02 where I just kind of like I took a break, and I focused on my life. And shit, I seen that I had fractured bones, and my ankles and all kind of injuries. You know what I mean? I broke my pelvic bone. Oh, damn. I didn't even know, but people would tell me every now and then, you're walking with a noticeable limp, and I'm thinking that people are just fucking with me, ribbing me or whatever. But, dude, they would say I'm walking with a noticeable limp. And I didn't notice the noticeable limp. But I would get told things like that, and you need to get that checked out, man. What's up with you? And when you're young, you're just you have a mentality where you're just immortal, and nothing can stop you from just being great. And you just think that anybody trying to tell you something for your benefit is against you. So you're just going on, and you're like just ignoring facts and ignoring people saying what's really going on. And I just ignored them and continued on with my journey. And dude, those injuries started to catch up with me. You know what I mean? But shit just happens, Word. I mean, and then you took a lot of time off though. You know what I mean? But you said you was getting your family together. Did you start to have kids and shit? Yeah, I had kids with this girl named Miranda. People always thought it was Xiaoi or a dance girl, but no, it was this girl Miranda. She's my wife. Or she was my wife. We married. She had cancer, and she came out of that. We got into a divorce. She just didn't see. I guess it was just differences. But we did have kids out of it. We had my daughter, Vivica. We had my son, Jeffrey, and I can't get too upset because we had them out of it. So we just couldn't work out together. You know what I mean? We're at two different spaces in life, and, she's understanding of that. I'm understanding of that, and that's just how it is sometimes, It's something about when, before you're living with someone, you know what I mean? And then once you're finally married and living with someone, because I don't think we knew how to be married. I think we just knew how to love each other and all that, but it was just hard on us because it's like, okay, now we're married now. We got paper and all this, and it just, I don't know, it just got worse and worse. But yeah, I focused on that, opened up my dance studio. Oh, word, yo. With some of the SIDE money, I opened my dance studio for kids and stuff like that, like right in the middle of my neighborhood, because, I felt like that was something my neighborhood was missing, opportunity where people that love to dance could go, and that was a lot of fun, training kids on how to dance and stuff like that. And I did that for some years till finally 2005 hits, and, I decided to go on Day of Reckoning. And what made you want to do that, yo? Come back to XTV. Well, this is what they were calling the reunion era. This is where Sus came back, and all the old guys. And I'm a sucker for nostalgia, so shit, I wanted to come back too. And thank God I did, cause honestly, this was fun. Coming back in '05, and Bobby really wanted my boots. Yo, talk about that shit. Yeah. Yeah, I had my gear. I was regular old dance man. And Bob Classic, legend here in XTV. I don't care what no one says. I remember I put my clothes on. He's like, Dance, man, I really like your boots. He kept saying this. He kept saying, I really like your boots. They're so cool. Can I wear them? Can I have them? I'm like, dude, you can't have my boots. You know? And he just kept begging me and begging me, you know? And I'm like, yeah. But it was cool to come back. It was like I'd never left. And, you know, every now and then, you know, like after the Day of Reckoning era, I would try to come back here and there, but it just wouldn't work. Again, you know, injuries upon injuries just kind of left me to just like, I'm not coming back to XTV. You know what I mean? Because I got really hurt over the years, you know, and just that aspect of it. And, you know, I mean, now I'm kind of a motivational speaker. You kind of a motivational speaker? Shut up. You know, I just try to like, you know, I go to different like places though. I don't really go to schools or anything. I go to like, you know, professional wrestling, like, you know, training facilities. And I talk to them and just tell them to make sure you're going to the doctors, that you have the right health insurance, and make sure that, you know, you're right. So they don't get into the position I'm in, you know what I mean? You don't find out 3 years later or so you have a concussion and then it's too late, you know what I mean, to take care of that, you know. And I just try to tell them about longevity, family in the business, and, you know, different things. I tell them my stories, you know, similar to some of the stories I told on this podcast here. And that's basically where I'm at in my career and my life. It's just trying to tell people, you know, what's the best routes to go. And that's just how I feel. Now it's finna be 2019. Few more days. Yo, you know, we got a big event, Miami Beatdown. Looking forward to it. Yo. Looking forward to this event. Speaking of transitions, like, I feel like this will be a huge transitional event for the West. I mean, I heard you earlier, Jazz, when you were saying how, you know, I forgot what you said. Yo. But I just think that this is going to be a transitional year, you know, for XTV West, because it's been yeah, that's what it was. Like, it's been harder to put content out. You know what I mean? Because of the different things you guys have been through. And, you know, I think this will be something really big, you know what I mean? Because we've been away for so long, and this is the way to come back. And of course, I got my money on 80s guy. Word. Yeah, I have my money on 80s, you know, but Dean's definitely a credible opponent. He's bigger, he's stronger, but 80s is that underdog that always wins, that nobody thinks will win. So that's who I got my money on. As far as Killer and freaking Pain's going to kill that guy. Yo. I mean, you just said you go for the underdog, yo. I mean, I do, but like, you know, Pain. I'm sorry, Pain. You know what I mean? He's the comeback king, you know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to seeing that. And, you know, I think it's going to be a basketball game. I'm looking forward to the whole event, you know. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to be watching from my TV. I haven't got an invite. Yo, that's fucked up, B. Damn. But it's okay, man. I got injuries. I'm hurt. Well, yo, anything you want to plug? Anything, you know what I'm saying? Anything you got coming up, D-Man? My son will be coming to XTV. Oh, shit. That's right. His name's not going to be Dance Man Jr. Yo. But I do have my son who will be coming to XTV. So you guys be on the lookout. He'll be on NXTV West. You guys look out for him. You know what I mean? And I truly think that he's going to be a legend. You know what I mean? So you guys look forward to that. Other than that, I'm old and I'm hurt. Yeah. Well, another one, yo. We back. Hopefully, this is the start of us, you know, really putting out different podcasts, you know, for the 2019 piece. Jasmar's podcast. Mac Anthony, yo. I stayed awake, B. I stayed awake, yo. Peace.